Welcome back to UFC Now. So we've seen Rousey versus Tate, we've seen Pena versus Rakoczy, and now it's time for the top 5 segment in our show where Brendan and Kenny are going to break down their top 5 women's fights in the UFC. All right, Brendan, you have the pressure of going first.
I do have the pressure. Listen, my list, it's going to be pretty one-sided. At number 5, Carano Cyborg. This was kind of a fight where it was tough to watch. Cyborg burst on the scene, destroyed Carano. At number 4, Rousey versus McMahon. Rousey went in there. It's her toughest competition. Goes in and just destroys McMahon. Puts her against cage. The knee does the job. This is when we knew Rousey was kind of in a league by herself. At number 3, Rousey versus Miesha Tate. Number 2, it was the first one in the UFC. It was a good fight, and of course, we all knew that Rousey was going to go for the armbar. She pulls it off, again, leading to her superstardom. And at number 2, Rousey versus Tate. Number 1 in Strikeforce. This was when Ronda took the belt. This is when you can say the rivalry started. Sure. It was really kind of 2 attractive girls going at it. This was one of the most watched fight in Strikeforce. And at number 1, Kenny, if this isn't your number 1, we're not friends anymore. Rousey versus Liz Carmouche. It was when Ronda, her very first fight in UFC 157. You would think Schaub versus LeVar Johnson was the talk of that card,
right, sure.
but it wasn't. It wasn't. Ronda, it was all about Ronda.
All right, a lot of Ronda.
A lot of Ronda.
Hey, but you know what?
How can you not have her on almost every fight?
Exactly.
She's the pioneer.
Exactly. All right, K-Flo, you are up. What do you got?
It was a good list, Brendan. Let me show you. Mine's just a little bit better, a little sharper, if you will. Tate versus Julie KEDZIE. Miesha Tate versus Julie KEDZIE was an absolute war. One of the craziest fights I've ever seen. Both those women just heart for days. At number 4, Miesha Tate once again, but this one was against Kat Zingano. I had the honor of calling this fight. Just a violent display from both women. In the end, Zingano getting the win. At number 3, Gina Carano and Cyborg. I put them at number 3, Brendan. I thought it was a great fight. A lot of eyes were watching those women that night. And
I thought you were going to have Tate on there again. A little weird.
Weird,
my man.
Maybe I do. I have Ronda Rousey and Miesha Tate, 2 at number 2. Look at that throw from Ronda Rousey. Just ridiculous. A fun fight. Miesha Tate, one of the few women to actually take Ronda Rousey past the first round. That was a fun fight. And at number 1, Brendan Schaub, we think alike.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey and Liz Carmouche, maybe the biggest night. It has to be the biggest fight in women's history right there. The first women's fight in UFC history, and of course, the biggest moment in women's mixed martial arts.
So you guys dress alike and you think alike here on UFC Now tonight. All right.